Hi guys, let's make some chicken tortilla soup. This is one of my favorite recipes because it's so easy to make and it only takes an hour, and it's full of nutrition. You could top it off with tortilla strips, sour cream, or even avocados. The first thing I do is boil my chicken, and don't worry, I'm going to season my chicken. Only boil the chicken for 30 minutes or until it's cooked, otherwise it will get rubbery. Instead of using a fork, I usually like to put my chicken into the electric mixer and turn it on high until the chicken is evenly cut. Make sure to do this step as soon as the chicken is out of boiling. That way, the chicken is easier to cut up. Make sure to only mix it up for 1 minute, otherwise the chicken will stick together. Then I take some oil and add it to a pan and add my chicken to the pan. This is where I start to season my chicken. I add a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of garlic powder before anything else. I don't turn on my stove until I'm done seasoning. This is my personal preference, but I like to add a packet of taco seasoning to my chicken, and that way it gives it so much flavor to the chicken and to the soup. Make sure to only fry your chicken until all the seasoning is on the chicken, otherwise it will get crusty, so just only do it for 5 minutes. I then get another pan with hot oil and add half an onion chopped, 1 jalapeno chopped, and then I add 3 garlic cloves minced. I only fry the onions and the mix for just 5 minutes until they are soft enough to be added to the soup. I then transfer them to a pot with 1 can of black beans, any brand you like, 1 can of corn. You can use fresh corn if you would like. Then I add 1 can of diced tomatoes. I like to mix it up around just to make sure that it doesn't stick to the ends. I then take the same water I boiled my chicken in and add it to the pot. You can buy store-bought chicken broth if you would like. Then I take the seasoned chicken and I add it to the mixture of the soup. I then mix it around a little just to make sure all the ingredients are distributed together. I let it simmer for 15 minutes before adding the rest of my ingredients. I now add a teaspoon of salt. If you feel like it needs more, add more in the end. I then add a teaspoon of cumin powder and also a teaspoon of chili powder. That's all you need, so don't try to add more. This is my personal preference, but I like to leave a little bit of taco seasoning in the end of the packet so that I can add it to my soup. It just gives it so much flavor. Then I add 1 lime to my soup. Make sure to squeeze out all the lime just because it will give it that really nice citrus taste. I then chop up 1 cup of cilantro and I add it to the mix. Make sure to mix it up all inside so that it doesn't stick on the sides of the pot. Let the ingredients boil for about 20 minutes just to make sure it gets that flavor of all the ingredients we added to it. And there you guys have it, such a colorful and tasteful soup full of flavor and seasonings.